I am Brad Keeler. He is Art Hoffman, and you are watching another Director's Cut Summer Short. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Director's Cut Summer Short. My name is Brad Keeler. I'm the director of the Geo-Institute, and you know the end of that sentence. Summer Shorts are all the goodness of Director's Cut, but in a smaller package. We ask one great question. We get one great answer. Many of them are about this very season, summer, that we find ourselves in the Northern Hemisphere. Joining us this week is Art Hoffman from Gannett Fleming, a past president of the Geo-Institute. Art, are you ready for your one question?
I'm ready, Brad.
So, Art, I hit you with this. What is your favorite summer vacation memory?
My favorite summer vacation memory. First of all, Brad, thank you very much for asking me to be on Director Shorts. I appreciate it. So, I'm going to tell you about a summer memory in the Southern Hemisphere. My father was a Swiss man and my mother was German, and they both came to the United States in 1950. Well, my father's family went all over the world, and he had a brother who moved to Cape Town, South Africa, sometime during the 70s. And my aunt and my uncle in Cape Town ran the Swiss Club on the beach in Cape Town. So we have relatives there. And in 2012, I took my family, my wife and my daughters, and my sister's family went to Cape Town. Took, I don't know, seemed like a day and a half to get there, a long trip. We stayed with them in Cape Town at their home, and they took us around Table Mountain and things like that. It was funny that there were signs all over the place that said, "Do not feed the baboon." But they called them baboons. Don't feed the baboons. Baboons are dangerous. We didn't see any baboons for a couple of days. We were like, they're pulling our legs. And then, we went someplace, and sure enough, there's a whole troop of baboons. They're like, we have squirrels, they have baboons there. So it's an amazing place. They took us to a place called Boulder Beach, and they're boulders, and there's a beach, and it's beautiful. But the really interesting thing is there are penguins that live there, and they swim with you in the water, and they'll even pose and take pictures with you for your Christmas card if you want them to, which is what we did. It's amazing. They have signs in the parking lot that say, "Watch out for penguins under your car before you move." So we spent some time in Cape Town, and then we drove around what they call the Garden Route, the southern tip of Africa, to this little nice town, flew to Johannesburg, and from there we got in a van, and they drove us 6 hours, I think, east to near the Kruger National Park, which is, people have heard of that, but it's a national park, paved road. You have to stay on it to go on a safari. We were in the Timbavati, which is next to it, privately owned. They used to have like big game hunting there, but they've changed to ecotourism, right? Safari. So we stayed in these at this camp out in the middle of nowhere in the bushes, they called it, in these very nice little bamboo thatched roof huts. And we had they had a kitchen there. It was very nice, but it was in the middle of nowhere. And we'd do 3 game drives a day. Up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, get in the vehicle, open top Land Rover with 3 levels, and take a drive and look at animals, come back, have a very nice breakfast, a lot of free time hanging out at camp, and then we'd have an afternoon game drive, and then we'd have a sunset game drive at the end of the day. And we saw every kind of animal you could possibly imagine. And we were as I said, we were out in the bush. There's nothing for, I don't know how many miles, but, the night sky was something that I've never seen before. It's just completely full of stars. You could see the Milky Way every night. It was tremendous. And the access to the animals was, as I said, you're sitting in this vehicle, it's open top, there are like 6 of you in there. And the animals over the generations, since they stopped hunting, they probably used to run from those vehicles, but now the animals that are here now realize that they never are hurt by anybody or anything in those vehicles. So as long as you stay in the vehicle, you can get within a couple feet of these animals. They'll walk right past you. And, you know, I've got a great photograph of a lion walking past, a male lion walking past us, probably 3 feet from me. And I got a picture of him staring right at me. So it was just a tremendous experience, getting to meet and see my relatives again after probably 20 years of not having seen them. The time spent with the family, seeing sites that I couldn't have imagined seeing before we went there. It was really, it's a different world. And I would highly recommend to anybody who has a chance to do it, take safari in South Africa. It's great. We're going to go back. Absolutely.
So one follow-up question. With your geotechnical, geological brain, you mentioned Boulder Beach early. What was the coolest geological formation or just anything rock-ish that you saw while you were there?
I'll tell you that the boulders themselves were really cool. They were sculpted by wind and water. I'm sure, not being a geologist, I wouldn't want to say what it was. But when we actually were in Eastern Africa in the Timbavati, where we were kind of sat on a flat plain, and I think it was to the north was an escarpment of some sort. So some large geomorphological activity went on and created this escarpment that was just it dominated the landscape. You know, you could always tell which direction you were facing if you could see that, because it was to the north. So that was, and it ran as far as you could see either direction. You know, so that was pretty impressive. And
at least you weren't surrounded by them, because then you would have had no idea which direction you were facing at any given time.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I always, having done so much field work in my career, you know, finding the drill rigs out in the woods someplace, we'd be driving down these roads, and I'd expect after we come around a turn to like see the corner of a Hampton Inn or something, because, you know, you're always, no matter how far out you thought you were in the wilderness, you know, the civilization was always close by. In this place, man, there was nothing. You were on your own out there.
So a fantastic story. Thank you, Art. For our viewers, if you liked what you saw today and you're here at the end, so you probably did, we have a gazillion more great episodes of Director's Cut that you can watch on this very YouTube channel, along with many other high quality programs. Check us out at geo-institute.org to learn a little bit more about the society. We have about 12,000 members, mostly geotechnical engineers and geologists, and we would love for one of them to be you. So again, this was a Director's Cut Summer Short. Thanks, Art, for your great answer. And to all our viewers, we will see you with another one very soon.
Director's Cut is a production of the Geo-Institute. To learn more about the Geo-Institute, visit geo-institute.org. For more great content, check us out on YouTube. I'm Brad Keeler. See you next time.